Welcome to the Heartful Healing Hub podcast, a soul nourishing space where stories become medicine and healing is woven through sound, energy, and remembrance. Here we explore gentle conversations, sound, and reflections that support emotional balance, nervous system calm, and a return to your own inner wisdom. I'm so glad you're here. Take a breath, settle in, and allow yourself to arrive. In this week's episode, we will explore how we find joy in the ordinary. Welcome back. I'm your host, Deanne, sound frequency and energetic healing guide and fellow traveler on the path of embodied wellness. Today, I would like to finish my series that I was calling Joy as Medicine. And it feels fitting to end here. Not with something dramatic or expansive, but with something very quiet. Because joy, more often than not, does not arrive in fireworks. It arrives in the ordinary. We tend to think of joy should feel obvious, big, motivating, transformational, but the kind of joy that truly nourishes us, the kind that regulates the nervous system and restores the body, is often subtle enough that we almost miss it. I've often noticed that joy doesn't announce itself like a fanfare, and it rarely shouts. Instead, it whispers in moments like making a cup of tea, folding familiar laundry, sitting in a room that feels like home, noticing the little bee on the flower, exhaling without realizing you were holding your breath. These moments, they don't look like healing. They don't even look like progress. And yet, they're often where the body finally settles. When life has been heavy, physically, emotionally, or energetically, our nervous system isn't looking for stimulation. It's more often than not looking for familiarity, for predictability, for safety. And ordinary moments provide that in a way nothing grand ever could. There is something deeply regulating about repetition, don't you find? Familiar routines tell the body, you've done this before, you're safe here, there is no emergency. And that would be why joy so often follows grounding, not effort. We don't generate joy, we allow it to surface once our nervous system feels supported enough. If you've been out of your usual environment lately, or your rhythm has felt off, you might notice how much the body longs for simple anchors. A familiar mug, a familiar sound, a small ritual that doesn't require decision making. That longing, it is most definitely not weakness. It is wisdom. You will find that joy in the ordinary asks very little of us. It doesn't ask us to be productive or be positive or even inspired. It simply asks us to notice. Notice when our shoulders soften, when our breath deepens, And also, when something inside says, oh, this is okay. These are not insignificant moments at all. They are the body remembering how to live outside of survival. Now, here's something that some of us may be struggling with: being human without fixing. I'm sure you have found yourself where there were weeks when nothing was flowing, weeks when focus is hard, creativity feels distant, and the inner critic starts asking, what's wrong? But often, nothing is wrong. We're just human, out of rhythm, in transition, needing less pressure and more permission. And this is when ordinary joy doesn't require optimization. It simply requires honesty. Allow me to offer you a gentle reflection. You might ask yourself today, not as a task, but just as curiosity, what is quietly sustaining me right now? Not what's impressive, not what is productive, just what is holding you. That is where joy lives when life is real. As I close this Joy of Medicine series, I would like to leave you with this reminder. Joy is not something you add to your life. It is something you uncover or allow once your body feels safe enough to exhale. Sometimes joy looks like play. Sometimes it looks like rest. Other times it looks like regulation. And it can also look like ordinary moments quietly carrying us forward. If nothing else, let this theory remind you your body knows the way. And I promise you, it will always lead you gently. If you feel drawn, I would like to offer you something gentle. If you feel your spark has been a little dim and your sense of joy is still there, but you can't quite reach it, I have created a quiet, private offering called Sacred Spark. It is a short soundscape paired with a simple journal, not to fix or motivate or push you forward, simply to help you warm back to yourself. This is not about doing more. It is simply about remembering what is already alive within you. So you can settle in with a candle, a cup of tea or cocoa, and your journal, and let your body lead the way back to warmth, ease, and presence. I will share the link at the top of the show notes. Until next time, be kind to yourself, move slowly, soften the noise, and remember your rhythm. Thank you for spending time with us inside the Heartful Healing Hub. If this story moved you, please consider sharing this episode or leaving a comment. Your words help others find this sacred space. If you or someone you love has a healing journey to share, we'd love to hear from you. And finally, If you would enjoy a gentle way to unwind after listening, visit the show notes to download your free tea ritual guide, Sip and Soften, a soul-soothing gift to nourish your inner healer. Until next time, be kind to yourself and trust what has always been within you. And remember, you are whole, you are healing, you are home.